do the sex.
Today's Masturbation Monday topic is Southern men, cowgirl boots, and Daisy Dukes. What got me wet in Nashville. It's all about how I'm getting my groove back. I have been honest and open with you guys for some time now. I'm a middle-aged woman who's single. I've been on a healing journey, and only recently have I started to entertain the idea of dating again. And as part of my journey towards getting my groove back, I decided I wanted to start integrating some solo travel into my life. And as luck would have it, the folks at the Stimulate trade show and convention, it's a sexual wellness trade show and convention, invited me to join them in Nashville to check out new sexual products, intimacy products, and, well, to talk to some of the leaders in the sexual and intimacy wellness space. And I decided what I would do is extend my experience in Nashville to a full week as a little bit of a vacation, and I'd embark on some solo travel in hopes of, well, getting my groove back. Nashville exceeded my expectations. I was not prepared for Nashville as a solo female traveler, but I will tell you this. It's definitely helped me get my groove back. And look, I'm going to be telling you all about the Stimulate Sexual Wellness Convention I went to. You can see in the background, if you are on my video podcast on my YouTube channel at Annette Benedetti, I'm in my hotel room, and behind me, I have a bed full of new sexy products I'm going to be trying out. I'm going to be telling you all about. So I've been plenty wet, trust me. But I want to share with you quickly today 8 of the things that I encountered in Nashville that, well, got me wet and have helped me get my groove back. So if you are a single like me and you are looking for a travel experience that might help you get back into your sexy, Nashville might be the right place for you, and I'm going to tell you why. So cheers. Let's get ready to talk about what got me wet in Nashville. Let's just jump in with the first night I hit the Nashville scene. I was not prepared for how big and busy and bustling Nashville was. I came in on a late flight and I was starving, so I ran up to Broadway where I had read Everything is Happening, and boy, was it happening. And I had a moment of feeling like, oh my God, how am I going to meet people? I'm not on any apps. How am I going to navigate this? And the number one thing that really revved my engine in Nashville is that the men weren't afraid to approach me. And I really found the way that the men in Nashville approached me was non-offensive. It was complimentary. I hear men all the time talk about how they're not sure how to approach women without offending them and being afraid to approach them. And I just love the way men here are bold, but not overbearing or threatening. They're very gentlemanly. They would just literally stop me in the street and say, hey, you're beautiful. I just didn't want to pass you without having an opportunity to either get my number or to say hi or to ask me some question that wasn't yucky, wasn't icky. It was complimentary. It was an appropriate setting because it's kind of a party setting where everyone's getting together to have fun. And I really loved that. I found it sexy. It made me feel good about myself. And these are men of all ages. So that was cool. But it wasn't just the men. The women there were amazing. I don't know how many times women would stop me to compliment me on what I was wearing or my tattoos, because one thing that I did notice there is that my tattoos were definitely unique. Women there did not have as many tattoos, and it was just flattering from all angles, and it really helped me get into my sexiest self and to feel confident. Number 2, I know this is stereotypical, but there is something about a baritone voice and a southern drawl. The men here, The Southern draw, it just cracks me wide open. And I know it's stereotypical, and I have definitely had some Southern women tell me, you'll get sick of that real quick because the more they drink, the less you understand what they're saying. But there is something about the way they draw out those vowel sounds, and it feels like they're speaking slower and they're taking more time and putting thought into what they're saying. Now, whether they are or not, well, I don't know. I haven't dated a Southern man, but I did have some really cool conversations with them that I enjoyed. I could listen to that all day long. Number 3, speaking of what men have to say in their Southern draw, I was really impressed with this in particular. I was introduced to several men who were there with women, and the first thing they did when they met me was to shake my hand, exchange names, and say, "I'm with her." Instantly let me know that was their boundary. They were there with a woman, who their woman was, and then they continued to talk with me. And my first reaction was a little bit like, oh, I wasn't going to hit on you. And then I thought, it's not about me. How sexy is it that this man wants to make his woman feels secure even when another woman walks up and he's talking to her, sets a boundary in front of her. I happened to meet some other people while I was there, and I asked one of the young women about that. I said, that's not something I've encountered a lot where I come from. Pacific Northwest men, I'm talking to you. And she said it's kind of a Southern guy thing. It's just part of what they're taught when it comes to being a gentleman. However, I actually asked one of the gentlemen about it. I told him how much I appreciated that and how I realized that when I am in a relationship again, I want someone who wants to do that for me. And he said to me, look, I believe in wanting to put my woman in her feminine energy, and that the way I can do that is making her feel secure. And I was like, you can say that to me all day long in your Southern drawl. So there was clearly some self-awareness and thought towards what was being done, what was being said. And obviously, this dude cared a whole lot about his gal, and I love that. Number 4, the dancing. The dancing. Of course, I was in Party Central and I spent 3 days dancing. And let me tell you something about the Southern folks. They dance, and the guys all dance. Well, at least all the ones I saw. The men and the women on the dance floor dancing, and it's sexy. It's sexy. Southern women can move. Let me tell you, it was a little different than the dance scene. I love to go dancing. Anyone who knows me knows I love to go dancing. But I'm telling you, some Southern dancing, those bodies move. And I think dancing is just super sexy, whether you're doing it on your own, within a group of friends, or you see the men and women dancing together. Also, I think line dancing is sexy. It's sexy and fun, but I was really impressed just to see all different kinds of people out on the dance floor, moving and grooving. And it was really nice to see just as many men enjoying dancing as women. But again, I'm going to throw out some big points to Southern women and their dancing. God damn if they don't have the moves. Those ladies know how to move their bodies. I could take some pointers from them. Number 5, it's in the name of the podcast episode, Daisy Dukes and Cowgirl Boots. I've decided this might be one of my favorite clothing combinations. I guess I had never taken in just how sexy a pair of cowgirl boots and Daisy Dukes on a girl is, and they were everywhere. The women here in Nashville, they bring their A game when it comes to being sexy. I could have just sat and watched them all day long. The way they put their outfits together, like, there is a Nashville flair here that made me want to get. I can't believe it. I don't have a pair of cowgirl boots, but I guarantee you I'm on the hunt and hoping to find my very first pair before I head home to Portland. Next, I did get approached a lot. It was a real ego booster. Men of all ages approached me. And what I really appreciated was this. from the Southern men who approached me when I said no to anything beyond conversation. It took one no, and they were very cool with it. They backed off right away. I am going to note that there was a guy or two approached me who wasn't from Nashville, definitely wasn't from the South. And when I said no, it took about 5 or 6 and then some convincing for him to give me space and go on his way. And I'm just telling you right now, there is nothing sexier than a guy who will give good conversation and then understand when it's time to give you space. Number 7, and this goes out to anybody out there, especially women though, who are looking to go somewhere and get their groove back. When I first hit the Nashville scene and I turned onto Broadway, I instantly saw plenty of bachelorette parties, and I thought to myself, oh my gosh, this is going to be a college scene. I have just turned 50. I thought I am going to feel so out of place. But as I hit that strip and I started to go into different clubs and honky tonks and talk to people, what I noticed is there were people there of all ages, and I felt right in place. I mean, people of all ages, and people of all ages who are all sexy. But beyond that, younger people weren't afraid to talk to middle-aged people. People seemed to mix and match regardless of age difference, age gap. I did start considering asking for IDs with some of the people who approached me because, well, the young men there are bold, but if you are a middle-aged woman looking to get her groove back and you want to go and cut loose and have a good time like you did when you were 21, Nashville is a great place for it because you're going to go and you're going to meet other women your age, and also the younger women that are there and men. They are just so cool and welcoming, and I didn't experience ageism there. Like, it just wasn't a thing. And I had a blast. And I met so many new people, and new people that I know I'm going to be keeping in touch with. Finally, number 8, I have to add in the Stimulate Convention. This is a one-of-a-kind sexual wellness convention. And I came excited to meet different vendors and find new products, but I am really impressed with the Stimulate crew, and I'll definitely be sharing some of my findings with you guys. So you're going to want to tune back into this channel for product reviews, and I have new experts I'm going to be inviting onto this channel. But I think it's so cool that Nashville is home to this incredible sexual wellness convention where all of the leaders in the sexual wellness industry are coming together to make sure we all stay much, much wetter and enjoy a pleasure-filled, orgasmic life. So thank you, Nashville, for giving me my groove back. Stay tuned because I will be filling you in on where to go and what to do in Nashville if you are looking for some solo travel experience, either for a romantic getaway or to get your groove back, just like I'm doing. If you have any questions or comments, you're from Nashville, or you have some opinions and thoughts and additional things that make Nashville the sexiest scene in the South, let me know. You can reach me at Annette@talksexwithannette.com. You can scroll down and you can leave a comment beneath this video if you are on my YouTube channel at Annette Benedetti. You can also scroll down and of course leave me a voice note on my SpeakPipe. I love hearing your voices, telling me your thoughts and asking me all the questions you have. And don't forget, my books are open for intimacy coaching. So if you are looking for help in your own intimate life, either with a partner or your own personal pleasure practice, I'm here for you. Again, just reach out to me. I've told you a whole bunch of different ways you can do that because I can't wait to work with you so that we can all have a more pleasure-filled life. Until next time, I'll see you in the locker room. Cheers.